Greetings to all human beings worldwide. I greet you with all human beings with the universal greetings of peace and the blessing God be upon you. This is to all of my family, friends, as well as my enemies. Today is January the 6th, 2017, the time being 1:47 p.m. I'm bringing you a special message today. It's not about me. It's about other people worldwide that's going through changes that don't have the courage like Nelson Mandela had. They don't have the courage like Martin Luther King Jr. had. They don't have the courage like Malcolm X had. They don't have the courage like Rosa Parks had. They don't have the courage like Harriet Tubman had. Surely here in Charleston, Missouri, they don't have the courage that I have. I want you to focus on a YouTube video called Charleston, Missouri Activists, False Allegations, Defamation. It's a part 1 and part 2, but focus on the first one. Then you can go back and look at the other part 2. The first one ain't gonna say part 1. All it's going to say is Charleston, Missouri Activists, False Allegations, Defamation. Now, I was convicted, arrested and convicted, unjustly tried and convicted for videoing a black guy that was 158 feet away from my house telling children in the streets that I raped children. Everybody that know me, anybody know my record, even the police, other people know that what this man was saying was untrue. But see, he has the backing of an organization called the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. They got ties with everybody. They seated 2 judges. 2 judges worked it for him or was either on their board. Judge Lynn Brown, who was on a judge here in Mississippi County, Charleston, Missouri for 24 years. 24 years. He retired in December of 2014. But guess where he at now? He's in a suburb of Ferguson, Missouri. A judge. The city council elected him as a judge to handle cases that it was maybe been a conflict with other judges. With all the mess that's going on down in Ferguson, we know it's racism. Everybody know about Charleston, Missouri. It's the same thing. We never had a black judge. Never had a fair judge here. But he was on the board of Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. When he got out and retired, the other judge that took his place, that won the election, he was voted in. He was the attorney for Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. So show you the ties that they got. Each one of these judges handled cases that was against me. The last one that they elected, Robert Barker, he recused himself twice. The first time he recused himself because I told him it was a conflict of interest. The individual from Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, both of them was working for these people together. Still is. He's just on the bench now. But I went and videoed this individual on April the 9th, 2016, showing him telling children, stopping pedestrians in the streets, telling them that I raped children. A false accusation. I was arrested on April the 18th for an outstanding warrant for harassment, stalking, intimidation, and threats of this individual, who told a judge just in 2015 that he was afraid of me and I was stalking him at his jobs. But now he down the street from my house. But that's another story. I hired a lawyer out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Malcolm Montgomery. Somebody referred me to him. Told him my case, gave him 4 witnesses that could help me beat this case out. To show that this guy wasn't afraid, show that this guy was in my neighborhood trying to tell people that I raped children and telling people that I'm videoing their houses. And the police to back up to show that he kept making false reports against me, stalking them. Malcolm Montgomery, I told him I didn't want no lawyers, no judges in the 33rd Circuit in Mississippi County and Charleston, Missouri. He refused to change the judges, claiming he know this judge who found me guilty. But Malcolm Montgomery, who I hired, never came to court. He sent his son. His son refused to tell him, the judge, what I wanted to put on record, that the individual that was charging me with this harassment had been convicted in 1998 of voter fraud by the FBI, where he can't vote today. That's a violation of my constitutional rights. The state's attorney has a duty in the motion to produce, has a duty to bring forth any of their witness that's been convicted. They never did it. The judge, he never gave me a pre-sentence investigation. He just sentenced me to 2 years probation on harassment. I've been down there 20 years. He didn't even look at none of my things that I was doing here in town, in the community, in other communities surrounding. But my bottom line is I want to show y'all, I want y'all to help me keep trying to get investigative reporters to look at my transcript. Some have them all over now, but I want to continue to do it. My appeal was just dismissed. Not because it didn't have any merit. Not because I couldn't beat it. It's because I couldn't afford an attorney to handle my appeal. Most of all attorneys that I talked to, they knew the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. Let me show you how much money that they done got in the last 3 years. That ain't including this year coming up. In 2014, they got $299,000+. In 2015, they got $488,801. In 2016, just last year, they got $639,688,000 for one program, and it's called the Rural Sexual Assault, Domestic Violence, and Stalking Program. How many women been stalked and domestic violence been a part of their lives in this Mississippi County? Where's all that money going? That's a total of $1,427,489. These people are criminals. They're going to continue to try to attack me. But I want y'all to focus on this individual that they got as the program director. He's a board member for the Nutrition Center here in Charleston, Missouri, for their finance. But he's a convict. He's a convict. He runs the Bowen Center. Help us get some help down here. Peace, be still.